The President of the United States just threatened to wipe out an entire civilization, posting, "A whole civilization will die tonight." Reuters reported it plainly, and the Associated Press tied it to his deadline in Iran. This wasn't some vague, offhand remark. It was a public threat of war crime. From the President. And that fucking matters, because this isn't the language of a limited strike. It's not even the language of his ordinary imperial arrogance. This is exterminatory language. And if you've been paying attention to Trump for years, none of this is actually out of character. It's the same belligerence, the same authoritarian impulse, the same thrill and public cruelty, now expressed at the scale of millions of lives. AP reports that Trump has also threatened Iran's bridges, power plants, oil wells, and desalination facilities. So when people act like this is just another strongman bluster, no. Not to mention the systems that keep people alive. Hospitals run on power. This should go without saying, but families survive on water. And this is exactly why the backlash should be so intense right now. Pope Leo called threats against the population of Iran as completely unacceptable, and made a point to emphasize, attacks on civilian infrastructure violate international law. That's a head of state and religious leader, responding to a US president threatening a whole people. What McMaster's Henry Giroux adds is that Trump's rhetoric isn't just violent, it's part of his larger political style. Vulgar militarism blended with spectacle, authoritarian-ass politics, and with all his talk of God right now, even religious fundamentalism. While the US propaganda machine tries to call out the Iranian government for being religious zealots, Giroux's point is that under Trump, blatant violence isn't just being justified, it's completely staged, aestheticized, and consumed by his base. It's a fascistic performance of power. And that's why Greta Thunberg's reaction feels so right. The horrifying part isn't just that Trump said this, it's that so many people are barely reacting anymore. We're watching openly annihilatory rhetoric get folded into the news cycle, like it's just another hardball negotiation tactic. That's the sickness here. And yes, for a large part of his base, that's not a bug, that's a feature. They want the fucking swagger. They want the uninformed appeal to vengeance. They want the fantasy of a leader so unconstrained that he can threaten to wipe out an entire civilization of people and call it strength. This is why contradiction never matters with him. He can talk about peace and obliteration in the same breath, but the core of his movement only hears what they want. Power, punishments, domination, as if it makes their shitty lives on the American home front better. So no, this isn't just escalatory rhetoric, it's the normalization of mass death language. And if that doesn't trigger your alarm, outrage, and resistance, then Greta's zebra point lands. Something has already been broken in our political and moral imagination. Because if a president can do this, and millions either cheer or shrug, I have no more words to say. I guess I'll add one last thing. I hope this is one of those situations where he backs down. Taco Trump always chickens out, and nothing actually happens to the material lives of all the people he's threatening. I hope to God it is. But whether it is or isn't, nothing about this is normal.